American 472 by Baton, now for visual.
American 472, Washington, 1 star, 3Q017.
So you hear somebody in the tower go, oh, and they see what just happened. As you can see in your screen here, the collision took place. The tower has seen it happen in real time. They're human beings. They're reacting just like you and I would. The helicopter ran into the CRJ. The CRJ's airspace was their airspace. In front of them, behind them, on both sides of them, it was a responsibility of the helicopter to maintain visual separation. They even told him a couple times, do you got him in sight? Do you got him in sight? He said, yep, got him in sight. I'm accepting responsibility for the separation. And I think just like when you're driving in a car and you look and you see a car behind the one that almost hit you, you see that car and you didn't see the one right here. And when you turn out in front, sometimes there's a collision. It's really tragic when this happens in an airplane. Again, it's been decades since there's been a mid-air collision in this country. This is such an unusual circumstance to take place. It's such a tragedy. It's been 12 years since there's been a fatality in a commercial airliner here in the United States. That's unprecedented. And that wasn't a mid-air collision. That was just an accident.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so crazy?
We will make America proud again. And you try to we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, as y'all can see, we are getting into a big one. A lot of y'all have been blowing me up to get into this video. But before we get in, I wanted to send my prayers, my love and condolences out to the victims, man, the families, the friends out there. It's just devastating, man. You know, and so much is happening right now. You know, we just recovered from this, from that. We just had fires, seen California on fire. I mean, it's just been so much happening, man. So I wanted to send my prayers, my love out to everybody, man. I don't care what creed, color. I don't care if you're on this side or this side, if you're a Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative. I want to tell you that I love you and that I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life, man. You know, put all this to aside, this aside, let bygone. But I want to just tell you that I love you and that I want to send my prayers to you that you have an amazing, healthy, blessed 2025, 2026, 2027, that these next 4 years are amazing for you and your family, your loved ones. You know, you never know what somebody's going through right now. We must continue to spread the love, you guys. But this is devastating, man. But thank y'all for sending this to me. So many people said this right here I definitely needed to get into. You know, and people are saying million times better than the news and even administration as to what happened. This was well explained. People were even saying this is why citizen journalism, independent journalism is so crucial. Thank you for this explanation. He got over 200,000 likes, millions of views. And someone even says, finally, an actual expert tells the story without any nonsense. A huge shout out to Steve, Captain Steve, who was a pilot. Very competent. So couldn't wait to get into this. But as y'all know, I am very terrified of planes. This really breaks my heart, and it even breaks my heart more that they were landing. You know, but I do believe there's more to this story, more to this, and we deserve everything, man. Full transparency, and I just don't see a Pat 25 potentially going into. It's just something still, you know. I know we talk about the DEI, the incompetent. We talk about this, and that. And there's so many theories, but something still doesn't sit well with me, man. But I do want to send my prayers, love, and condolences out to the families. And again, we still don't know. We still don't know fully everything. So I don't want to be the one to say this and that, say this and that. You know, y'all know how I am, man. But as y'all know, I am very terrified and scared of. I hate airports. I don't like planes, airplanes. I don't like being on them. But if I have to do it, I have to do it. You know, they always say just face your fears, and you know you'll be all right. But as a little kid, I was terrified with, they call it a compressor stall. If I'm correct, I might be wrong. A compressor stall, and it makes that noise with like the air combustion. A lot of y'all might know what I'm talking about, but the turbulence, like the engine, they make this noise, and it's like when we got up in the air, it's like our plane like stopped after making this noise, and I thought the plane was going down, and everybody even on the plane when I was a kid was like, oh, what's happening? You know, and that scared me to death, man. And I've always been terrified of planes, and always say a prayer and when I get on and have to go somewhere, you know, and I just got my passport not long ago, so you know, but I hate that this happened. It's very devastating, and it breaks my heart that they were landing, you know, family members waiting at arrival to pick up their loved ones, man. I can only imagine, you know, boy. But let's get into it. Again, a lot of you guys sent this in for me to check out and react to, and said this is an amazing video from Captain Steve. So let's go and jump in, and even putting a lot of truth behind what took place. Let's go and jump in, y'all. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. You know, and again, let me know what you think of all this. You know, there's a lot of amazing people on this channel. Again, experts, very competent people, veterans. You know, we even have pilots on this channel. Amazing people are on this channel. So please do not be afraid to comment down below. And again, be respectful. And can we put some love for the victims and their families and friends in the comment section as well? I want to send our prayers once again, man, and condolences. Let's jump in.
Here's what happened last night. I'm able to secure the actual audio from the incident over the Potomac last night. Let's listen in together.
79, contact Stone Park today.
Okay.
American 3130, slow the funnel.
You're going to see a back and forth now between Reagan Tower and the various aircraft that they have lined up on approach into the airport. This happened at about 8:46 p.m. Last evening, and you can see there's several airplanes lined up. That's typical coming in about that time of night at Reagan. They're talking to American Airlines 3130. Which I think is number 2 for the runway. They're telling them to slow down to their final approach speed because they're separating everybody on the way in. It's going to turn out that American 3130 is a key player in what happens here.
Well, American 3130.
Pat 25, traffic just off the Wilson Bridge to CRJ.
Pat 25 is the helicopter that ran into the CRJ 700. It was a PSA flight. The flight number is 5342. It would go under the call sign Blue Streak 5342. You don't ever hear them talking to tower. They've already been cleared to land on runway 33. So they would come in on an approach on runway 1, and then they would kind of circle the land on runway 33. It's a little shorter runway, but they take some of the regional jets and they put them on that runway. Pat 25 is the Black Hawk helicopter that is just south of the Woodrow Bridge. And they've just taken off. They're airborne. The tower is saying to them, there's traffic. It's a CRJ. It's at 1,200 feet lined up for runway 33. Do you have that traffic? Pat 25 is going to call back and say yes.
It's 1,200 feet, start runway 33.
Pat 25 says, has the traffic in sight, request visual separation. What that means is that they're going to take responsibility for visual separation from that aircraft. What happened? Here's what I think happened. This is not the final word on it, but what I think happened was it was at night. There's several airplanes lined up. There is that Blue Streak 5342, which is a CRJ that they ran into. Right behind them, just a few miles, is American 3130. Everybody has their lights on as they're coming in. I believe the helicopter looked at the American 3130 and said, I've got the traffic in sight, and they never saw the airplane, the CRJ that was right next to them. That's my conjecture on what happens.
Special separation. This separation proof. American 1630 tower, runway 1 off void, traffic through outside runway 33, dispatch 16 off funnel.
So this is typical stuff that's going on in a busy airport. They're lining somebody up to take off. They're saying, pay attention. I'm going to give you an immediate takeoff here. I've got traffic lining up for runway 33. That's the CRJ that got ran into. And he's on a 6-mile final. It might be somebody even behind him, but they're lining everybody up to take off into land.
Whiskey 5307. Keep rolling out to November, South 47 today.
You can see at the bottom of your screen there, the CRJ, the Blue Streak 5342, they're beginning to now kind of come out a little bit to line up to runway, to land on runway 33. They're not going to go right straight down the river. They got to come out a little bit wider and come in. But remember, Pat 25, which is up here, the helicopter at the middle of your screen, they've already said we accept responsibility for visual separation.
Damn.
American 16, turn to 1 star 320 14, duck 25, traffic 2 mile up base runway 33, no delay, runway 10 for immediate
There's
takeoff.
American to
Number
take
1,
off.
clear for takeoff, American 1630.
Here it comes.
Get the CRJ in sight.
Now the tower is seeing what's happening, and they're saying, do you have the CRJ in sight? Because you guys are getting kind of close. And the Pat 25, the helicopter, says once again, yeah, and I'm asking for visual separation. Okay, the responsibility is on you then.
Pat 25, pass line is CRJ.
This club has a aircraft in sight, request visual separation.
Okay, so Pat 25 says, has the aircraft in sight, request visual separation. I don't think they had these guys in sight. I think they had the airplane behind them in sight. That's why this is such a tragedy.
Oh boy. And y'all, this still doesn't sit well with me, man.
American 472, Austin Tower, 1 star 320 17.
So you hear somebody in the tower go, oh, and they see what just happened. As you can see in your screen here, the collision took place. The tower has seen it happen in real time. They're human beings. They're reacting just like you and I would. The helicopter ran into the CRJ. The CRJ's airspace was their airspace. In front of them, behind them, on both sides of them, it was a responsibility of the helicopter to maintain visual separation. They even told him a couple times, do you got him in sight? Do you got him in sight? He said, yep, got him in sight. I'm accepting responsibility for the separation. And I think just like when you're driving in a car and you look and you see a car behind the one that almost hit you, you see that car and you didn't see the one right here. And when you turn out in front, sometimes there's a collision. It's really tragic when this happens in an airplane. Again, it's been decades since there's been a mid-air collision in this country. This is such an unusual circumstance.
You know what's crazy, you guys? There's been people, prophets, and again, I don't know where y'all are spiritually, if you believe in this, that. I don't want to push anything on anybody, but there's been prophets and people saying this and that, and people that even predicted this to happen before it happened. And they're even predicting more attacks, and there's so much distractions right now everywhere. And this is why we need full transparency, man. We need it. And a huge shout out to this pilot, man. Again, this is why we're winning when it comes to independent journalism. Again, an amazing job he's doing. But it's just been crazy to see that those prophets that you guys have been sending me, y'all be sending me all kind of stuff, but to see that people seen this before it happened. I mean, man, and they even see more things headed down the road. So I just want to just send my prayers out, man. But breaking it down to a T, what do you guys think of this though? What do y'all think? Comment down below. If something still doesn't sit right with me, still doesn't sit right with me. But I know right now they're attacking the administration. They're attacking Trump. They're saying this about this person. As soon as he says something, they find any way to wipe him through the mud. Even if he's right about this or that, or right about the last administration's policy, and the incompetence, and how we didn't have enough people here, how it didn't have this there and this there, this person, it's a lot. How they had one person doing two people's jobs. I mean, it's just a lot right now. But huge shout out to Captain Steve.
Take place is such a tragedy. It's been 12 years since there's been a fatality in a commercial airliner here in the United States. That's unprecedented. And that wasn't a mid-air collision. That was just an accident. This is a mid-air collision, and this hasn't happened in forever. So now we know what's going on here. Pat 25, the helicopter, accepted responsibility for visual separation. They probably had their eyes on the airplane behind them, and then they tragically ran into these guys.
Did you see that? X472. American 3130, go around, turn left in 250, climb maintain 3000.
So now what happens from the tower's perspective is they have to work through denial pretty fast. They just saw this happen in real time in front of them. They're human beings like the rest of us. They're kind of in shock, but they've still got airplanes coming in. They've got American Airlines 1630, which just took off. They've got to hand them off to departure. They got American 3130 that's coming in. They got American 472 behind them. They got to do something with these airplanes, right? The airplane port is going to be shut here in a second. So they're going to start telling all these guys to go around while they're trying to handle the emergency and get the emergency equipment out. And all of that is, everybody's kind of in a little fog for a few seconds here while all of this is taking place. The tragedy of it hits you hard. And they're very professional. Watch how they handle this. But man, they're busy.
Okay, left heading 350, 3000, American 3130. Tower, Blue Streak, 5347 is on final. Request runway 33, circle to 33. Second heading for American 3130.
American 3130, go around, turn left in 270, climb maintain 3000.
270 on the heading, 3000.
See how fast he's talking? He's trying to get all these other airplanes out of here.
Crash. This is alert 3. Crash.
Okay, what's MWAA? It's the Metro Washington Airport Authority. Every airport has some sort of governing authority over it. Many times it's called the Port Authority. Up in Boston, it's Mass Port, right? In New York, it's the Port Authority. Down here in Washington, it's the Metro Washington Airport Authority. They're now announcing officially there's a crash. So they go over the radio and they broadcast to everybody. The tower is the main recipient of this, that there's been a crash. He's going to repeat that. That puts a whole bunch of things into motion all at the same time. The fire crews now are going to jump in their uniforms. They're going to get in their fire trucks. They're going to drive to where the crash is. There's going to be details about this coming, but this whole thing is very frenzied and happens very fast. But these are really highly trained professionals. They do a really terrific job.
Alert 3. Crash. This is alert 3.
And alert 3 is a crash.
Oh, shit. Where's the alert 3? It is off the approaching the runway 33. Approaching the runway 33. Helicopter crash. Helicopter. Copy out this morning. Crash. This is alert 3. 2 helicopters.
Okay, so again, fog of war. The first report that they get is that it's 2 helicopters. They're going to clarify this really quickly because the tower is talking back and forth to them. The tower is going to say, nope, it was a CRJ and a helicopter. So they get this, because it's cleared up pretty fast.
Helicopter CRJ approaching runway 33.
That's really fast.
The approaching runway 33, a mile off final. Crash. Kilo CRJ approaching 33. Okay. How many tolls on board? We don't have any of that information. Tower's reporting a CRJ and a helicopter crash in Potomac River.
So they're passing the information back and forth to the first responders who need it. Everybody's trying to clarify while they're jumping in their trucks and they're heading out there. Now they know exactly where they're going. It's at the approach end of runway 33. It's somewhere in the Potomac. Now they're going to have to coordinate boats and other things. Eventually they're going to get helicopters involved.
Can we go ahead and hold all operations till we have emergency units respond? We're going to go ahead and show the aerodrome closed.
They want to close the airport so they can go.
Yeah, that's affirmative. All operations aerodrome closed.
Everything's closed. Huh?
And everybody just hold your positions, please, on the field right now.
Okay, so this is the ground controller. Now, the ground controller is the one that's going to get all these trucks going where they need to go. But the ground controller needs to stop all the airplanes. So she just makes a blanket broadcast. Everybody stop right where you are. Every once in a while, you kind of half hear that, and then you say, okay, I'm sorry. And there's also people asking to be released from their gate to go. They're not into what's going on yet because they just put their headsets on and they're just getting ready to go. One aircraft's going to ask to do this, and she's just going to say, everybody stop.
That's 43, ready for taxi.
Everyone's going to have to hold for down.
No.
I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. Fire Command. The accident happened in the river. Both the helicopter and the plane crashed in the river. It's east of the approach end of runway 33.
It's amazing to me how much clarity they have about actually what happened and where it happened. Many times in an accident like this, it takes 5 to 10 minutes just to get everything sorted out. They're very good here at getting it all very concise, and so the response time was phenomenal on this.
Is the airfield closed?
Yes, the airfield is closed. The airfield is closed.
Runways as well?
Okay, ARF is the Aircraft Rescue and Firefighters. That's the actual fire chief that's in the fire truck. He's asking, is the airport closed and are all the runways closed as well? That way he can expedite getting out there. He doesn't have to stop and ask, can I cross this runway? Can I go on that taxiway? She's about to tell him the whole place is shut down. You go. You own the airport now.
All runways are closed. Nobody's landing. No one's moving at all.
And we have clearance across all taxiways and runways, correct?
Yes, you have clearance through the whole field, all taxiways and runways.
So basically she's saying to these guys, go. And at that moment, the fire trucks take off. What we know about the accident at this point is that there were no survivors. It's now a recovery operation. That's the sad part about all of this. And that's the part that really hits us hard right here. But I know you wanted to hear what happened and maybe my response to how they handled this emergency and what led to it. It looks pretty clear at this point that the helicopter had accepted visual separation. That's when they make that call when they're cleared for that. They said, yep, we've got the airplane in sight. And the airplane they had in sight was the wrong airplane. There was another one in between that and the one that they were looking at. And sadly, they ran into that aircraft. So folks, we're hoping that this never happens again. I know that my annual training, I will certainly get some training on avoiding mid-air collisions. I have over my career, but they will refresh this as more details about this situation comes out. And the really wonderful part about that is they share all of the information they get, the FAA, with every other airline around the planet. So we all can avoid having a tragedy like this happen in the future. We will train to make sure that this never happens again. Well, there you go. Sorry.
What an amazing job, man. This is one reason why it's so crucial that we have independent journalism, man. You know, this guy did such an amazing job. He can go on. They ought to put him on any put him on the news, you know. But what do y'all think of this, man? Something still doesn't sit well with me, but I want to again send my prayers and condolences out. Man, it just still doesn't sit well with me, man. But again, I hope and pray this never happens again. We know we just seen another crash in Philadelphia. This over here, it's just, and they said there's another one reported today, and that also a plane caught fire today. It's just so much going on, man, and there's also so many distractions. And a lot of you guys have been sending me so many amazing videos, and even sending me prophecies and all kind of stuff, man. So it's just real. I'm just taking in so much, man. But I really do want to hear from you guys. And thank y'all for sending this over to me. I love y'all. And I wanted to, again, just before we get out of here, I don't care where if you stand on this side or this side. I know we get a very political on this channel. Again, covering the whole Trump administration these next 4 years. We're gonna have a blast. And I want to send our prayers for Trump, because again, there's even some things, some big things that are gonna have to take place that are even being done right now, and actually more has been done in the last 13 days than the last 4 years. So we're gonna be on the ground with it, you guys. But again, I want to send my prayers out, my love to you guys, that you have an amazing 2025, an amazing start to the month of February, and we'll see where this takes us, man. And again, we need full transparency, and hopefully more comes out very, very soon. But and hope and pray that this never happens again, man. And again, I want to send my love, my prayers, condolences to the family, friends of those victims, man. But let me know what y'all think. Please comment down below. I love y'all. I will catch you beautiful people in the next one. Peace and love, family.